Heavenly Father, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this program. Lord, we ask that you would bless every person who has gathered here today, and that you would be present with us in a special way. We pray that this program would be a time of learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds, and to support one another as we strive to serve you in all that we do. Please give us the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive difference in the world. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Ayan, hello and good evening po sa ating lahat and welcome to Business Development 105 webinar on navigating Philippine business permits and licenses brought to you by Scale Up Training and Development. So thank you so much po for joining us tonight. I warmly welcome yung mga participants natin na andito sa Zoom and of course, yung mga participants natin ngayon na nakatutok sa Facebook live stream. So for tonight's session, our focus is on navigating Philippine business permits and licenses. And this is perfect since here in the Philippines, tuwing January nagre-renew ng lisensya ang mga businesses. So, if ever you're planning to start a business or baka may business na kayo and you want to learn more, tonight's session will help you understand the legal requirements needed to start and operate a legitimate business. So, before we begin, please be reminded of the following. Please keep your microphones muted to minimize background noise. Use the chat box responsibly for your questions and comments. Let's respect our speaker and fellow participants at all times. Stay focused and engaged throughout the session. And if kaya, please keep your cameras on to make our session more interactive. So this webinar is actually a part and ang panglima na namin na webinar in our business development series, of course, under Scale Up Training and Development. So last time, we had Business Development 104, which is the webinar on effective negotiation for business growth, where we discuss how strategic communication strengthens deal-making success and kung paano niya nabibuild o kung paano siya nakakatulong in building long-term business relationships. So ngayon, we move into a very practical and a very essential na topic, which are the business permits and licenses, which is a crucial step in starting and operating, again, a legitimate business in the Philippines. So, our mentor for tonight is the owner of Brea Freya Flower Shop, is a finance and marketing consultant, is a merchandising assistant for a US-based company, is a professor at the Ateneo de Davao University, is a business consultant and a former trade industry development analyst at DTI. So let us all welcome Miss Bianca Freya Fakura. And mentor, you now have the virtual floor.
Hi, good evening, everyone. May I know if you can hear me? Can you type one? All right, that's good. Then may I know the participants? Where are your locations? Can you type the locations where you are now? Kidapawan City. We have where else? Imos Cavite. Okay, that's great. I will be sharing to you my screen. Oh, sorry for a while. Mhm. Can you hear? Can you see na my screen?
Yes po, mentor.
Okay, great. Okay, let's start. So tonight we will be talking about how we'll be able to navigate Philippine business permits and licenses. Oh, before I will start, I know you already know me. So I am Bianca Freya Fakura, but you can also call me Bea. And yeah, I'm an advocate of helping and aspiring micro, small, and medium enterprises or businesses. So right now, since this is in time for business renewal, or if some of you wanted to start your own business after this month, maybe on next month, um, you can also register as new registration for your businesses. So this is mostly that we are going to discuss are on startup enterprises for those magpapa-register pa lang no ng business registrations here in the Philippines. So there are some business registrations and there are some requirements that will vary. It depends on your local government units or to where is the location of your business. But mostly some of the registrations are just the same. Uh, So let's start. So tonight, hopefully, our objective is for you to be able to understand required business permits for your business. And then, I'm sorry. And then you will know the correct order of registration. Why do we need to know the correct order of registration? Because we don't want to go back and forth to all agencies, all government agencies that we need to go, no? Kung saan kailangan natin magpa-register ng business natin. So we don't need to go back and forth to those agencies, especially if ang mga offices sa place ninyo, sa location ninyo are far from each other. Or you don't have a one-stop shop in your local government units. No? And then of course, to save time and money also, no? Kung alam nyo ano yung correct order for the registration of your business. And then we can avoid complicated mistake or compliance mistakes and we will learn renewal timelines. Now, why business permits matters? Ma'am, bakit kailangan pala, the question is, ma'am, bakit pa kailangan magpa-register ng permits? 'Di ba, pwede naman kaming magbenta kahit wala kaming permits and licenses. Madami nga dyan sa tabi-tabi lang, 'di ba? We encourage, especially those who undergo or for those who have businesses also and those who advocate on businesses or entrepreneurship, we really encourage everyone to register your business. Supposedly, ang nangyayari, dapat, no? Supposedly, dapat, before kayo mag-start ng business ninyo or any exchange of product, services, or money, or any business activity, supposedly, kailangan may business permit na kayo. But, on the actual scenario, ang nangyayari is, nagbi-business muna kayo, then nag-iipon ng pera konti, and then if you have capital now for the business permit, that's the time that you will register your business. So no problem with that, that's okay. But we highly encourage na dapat before mag-start ng business, you already have your business permit. Why? Because number one, you have legal authority to operate that certain business. Next, you can avoid fines and closure of the business because sometimes there are agencies, government agencies, it depends on the location na medyo strict sila on the compliance of business permit. You don't know, after 2 to 3 months of your operation, matax map na kayo or matax mapping kayo ng BIR or ma-visit kayo ng business bureau from your LGU. And then third is you have the access for other opportunities because business permit required siya for banks and contracts if you wanted to borrow loans or borrow capital, or if you have investors or wanted to present your business to other investors, excuse me, excuse me, you can, or yeah, you will present your business permit or you will give your business permit sa mga stakeholders or other na mga interested to invest in your business. And also, for your customers, business permits or registration, you can build trust and credibility for your business. Mas marami kayong ma-attract na customers and mas maraming customers w- at mas maraming customers ang order or will buy in your business because you already have permits and licenses. Sometimes, especially online, 'di ba? Unang tinatanong ng mga buyers sa sellers, o legal ba tong business ninyo? Or if you are a big company, no? You ask your suppliers or you as a business, some big companies will ask you na mag-order kami sa inyo. Do you have the certain permits? 'Di ba? So, mas maraming mag-open na opportunities for you if you have your business registration. Now, before we will start, no, discussing the steps on how you will register your business, I would like you to understand the different forms of business. So there are four forms of business: the sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, and cooperative. So why these forms of business need na ma-understand ninyo? Because these types or each type of business have medyo difference, no, on the registration depende sa business type ninyo or form ninyo. When you say sole proprietorship, if sole proprietorship, isa lang ang owner or kayo lang ang owner. When you are in a partnership business, it could be dalawa kayo or tatlo kayo or four kayo, partnership yan siya. You have agreement. Oh, meron kayo agreement. But corporation, you have stockholders. May mga investors kayo. And cooperative, of course, it's a form of organization. Mag-aamot-amot yan sila or they will put into savings ang kanilang capital investment and then pwede sila mag-loan, no, doon sa kanilang there are members. When you say cooperative, it is run by members, no, of the co-op. So this is the steps. So now you already know what are the forms of businesses. So these are the steps. Steps naman on the registration process. So this is just an overview para lang makita ninyo yung steps, no? just a macro overview on how will you able to register your business. Of course, you will start on business name registration. No, the business name registration, it depends on the type of your business. So we will discuss later sino ang nagpaparegister sa SEC, sa DTI, and CDA. Now, if you have your business name registration, ma'am, pwede bang walang business name? Hindi pwede. Required na meron kayong business name because your business name will be your parang entity. So, sa business name ninyo, makikita ng customers ninyo kung ano ang business activity. So, isang look lang nila or isang basa lang nila sa business name ninyo, malalaman kaagad ng customers ninyo na, ito pala ang business activity nila. What do you mean by business activity? Ito pala ang ino-offer nila ng mga services and products. No? And the next, after you register your business name, you register your business permit. Okay? When you say business permit, this is your license to operate as a business. Ma'am, hindi pala pwede na business name lang and then registered na. No, mali yun. Yung nakikita nyo sa mga online sellers na nagpo-post sila ng DTI na business registration nila, then sabihin nila na we are registered, we have business permit already. No, it's wrong. The DTI or the business name registration is just the name of your business. Hindi pa rin yun siya considered as business permit or license to operate. Pangalan pa lang ng business ang na-register ninyo. And then after you register your business permit or license to operate the license to operate or the business permit, i-register nyo yan siya on your local government unit or business bureau. Okay, sa mga LGUs nyo yan, sa mga mayor's offices nyo, doon nyo yan mahahanap si business permit or license to operate. And then after that, you will register sa BIR naman, Bureau of Internal Revenues, which is for the national naman siya na registration. So, dyan papasok yung mga business tax, no, sa BIR. And then after BIR, you will register it sa mga mandatory na mga benefits for your employees. You have SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. And then other licenses and permits, which we will discuss later in our discussion. Next, let's go through first or let's go through one by one sa steps natin. First, we have to register business name registration. If you are sole proprietorship, isa lang ang owner ng business, you will register your business name on Department of Trade and Industry. They don't accept walk-in. I don't know with your offices. Maybe it depends on the LGU or city offices as well. But there are LGUs that doesn't accept na walk-ins na new registration. But they will help you how, no? Kayo na ang ipapa-register nila because kayo na ang mag-i-input ng mga personal informations ninyo sa application. So they don't do manual registration, they do online registration. So nakalagay dyan sa screen, you can screenshot or you can copy the website for the online registration for sole proprietorship or one owner corporation sa Department of Trade and Industry. Ma'am, how much ang babayaran? Well, on DTI naman na registration, magdepende siya sa scope of your business. When you say scope of business, saan nyo ilalagay ang business ninyo? Or if you are planning to extend your business and you will put your business into different location. If one location ka lang, no, dyan ka lang talaga, you can register barangay na scope if dyan na certain barangay ka lang maglagay ng physical store or physical shop mo. Ma'am, can we still transact business even if nandito kami na barangay and then we have customer from other barangay? Yes. The business scope na sinasabi lang is for your building, your office, your stop, your shop or your store, kung saan siya nakalagay. If you are planning to have branches within the city lang, no, within the city lang, you can register city ang scope ninyo. So wherever you are in the city, so kahit saan kayo maglagay, no, you can only have one business name registration. Yan lang ang gagamitin ninyo. If you will register it as city ang scope. Anyways, sa barangay na scope is just 250 pesos plus 30 pesos na documentary stamp. When it comes to city naman ang scope, it's 500 pesos plus 30 pesos sa documentary stamp. Meron ding region, if saang region kayo na belong. If you wanted to put business or branches in different cities from one region, no? If region 10 kayo, ano yung mga cities sa region 10? If region 11 kayo, ano yung mga cities sa region 11? So, gusto nyo maglagay ng branches, so you can register as regional ang scope ng business name ninyo. And also, you can register sa national. If you wanted, different na mga regions naman ang lalagyan ninyo or different places within the Philippines. It's, for region, it's 1,000 pesos plus 30 pesos. And for national, it's 2,000 pesos plus 30 pesos. So that's how you will register your business name under Department of Trade and Industry. Next, if your business is under partnership and corporation, you will register it sa Securities and Exchange Commission. So they are still on online registration. If you want to go to their office, you can just ask information, but they will still help you. They will still direct you on online registration. They also have a different requirement, no, because you still or you have to provide them with a agreement, no, mga bylaws ninyo on your business, on your partnership and corporation. You will submit that online for SEC registration. Sa SOL naman sa DTI, it's just ID lang ninyo ang kailangan ni DTI. Okay? And then Cooperative Development Authority, they are also online registration, but it's mas best siya if you will visit their office in order for you to be guided on how you will register as a cooperative. So that's it for our business name registration. For the payments naman pala, for partnership and corporation, it depends on the capital na naka-percentage siya on the capital that you will declare, and also on cooperative, it depends on the capital na i-declare nyo as a company or as a co-op. Next, common registration mistakes, no? Common registration mistakes for business name registration, wrong business activity. No? So it's better if mas specific siya. Always remember that your business name, it tells what your business really is doing. Okay? And then incorrect capitalization. So before you submit, check the names if tama ba ang capitalization ng mga names ninyo. And then name mismatch across agencies. When you say name mismatch across agency, iba ang nalagay nyo na businesses or business name registration on different government agencies that kinunan nyo ng mga business permits. No? And then you have incomplete documents. So that's why it's very important na you have to know all the requirements, needed requirements. You comply first, everything before you register your business. Next, after you register your business name, let's go to business permit. When you say business permit, This is mayor's permit or your license to operate. So you will register your business permit, your license to operate to the Business Bureau under your local government unit. So the general requirements or the common requirements, no, you have to get barangay clearance. You have your DTI or SEC registration certificate. If you are renting a building or a store or a shop, at least you have your lease contract. Or if you own the place, you have the title of that certain property. And then you get zoning and fire permits. And there is also sanitary permit, depende on the LGU or local government unit. If possible, no, do not rely on these common requirements lang. Before you start on your business registration, get pa rin kayo or visit pa rin kayo on the Business Bureau office on your places or on your LGU to get the complete list of requirements, because sometimes the requirements will vary depends on the local government unit. So there are example, there are LGUs that require sanitary permit. Other LGUs don't require them to get sanitary permits, no? That's why naka-indicate dyan if applicable lang. Because magdepende lang on the LGU. So, mas better pa rin if you visit your business bureau before you start on the compilation of your requirements for your business registration. Now, let's discuss one by one. Let's discuss these common requirements one by one. Ano ba yung barangay clearance? Barangay clearance issued siya by your barangay, no? So you go to your certain barangay to where the business is located, no? If nasa ibang barangay kayo and then yung business ninyo nasa kabilang barangay, of course, do not get barangay clearance on kung saan kayo nakatira. Doon kayo kukuha kung saan located ang business ninyo or kung saan yung store, saan yung shop ninyo or saan yung office ninyo. And then you bring sa barangay your DTI or SEC registration, the proof of address. You can use the proof of address, you can use your lease of contract or the title of that certain property and the valid IDs of the owner. And then, after barangay clearance, after barangay clearance, you also get zoning clearance. Zoning clearance, this is issued by the City Planning Office. City Planning Office also under your local government units or your LGU. You ask your you ask your mayor's office kung saan ang city planning office ng LGU ninyo. So what's the purpose ng zoning clearance? It confirms your business location if allowed ba yung industry or yung business mo dyan on your certain location or your business address. Because sometimes, like for example, maglalagay kayo ng piggery. No, you wanted to register your piggery and then you will put your piggery on on a residential area. O, pag-register nyo or pagkuha nyo ng zoning clearance, deny kaagad kayo. Because piggery business is not allowed in ano tawag nito, in residential area because it could cause problems, no, eventually on the area, like sa smell ng mga dumi ng baboy and other certain na mga problems, possible na mga problems, no, on that certain kind of business. Like for example, maglalagay kayo ng malaking manufacturing plant, no? So you cannot put your big manufacturing plant on that residential area, no? Especially if your raw materials have or meron kayo mga materials na medyo toxic for humans, no? For the residents. So, hindi pwede on residential area. So, you will be placed on an industrial area, no? If related to a certain industry or if it's related to agriculture ang inyong business, you will be put in an agricultural area. So all cities, I believe, all local government units have zoning plans, no? On their locations or on their areas. No? So yun. So the zoning clearance, it's also required for home-based businesses. Now, next, fire safety inspection certificate. This is applicable to all places, to all location. The fire safety certificate is issued by the Bureau of Fire Protection. So it requires siya annually every year. So you have to get fire safety inspection certificate. So basically the certificate or the BFP will just check on the safety of your establishment, of your office, usually the design of your building, if ready ba kayo in case, no, there is a fire incident sa building ninyo or sa office ninyo or sa shop ninyo or whatsoever, no? So those are the common requirements for the business permit or mayor's permit or license to operate. Now, after you register on the business permit, no, you have to go to Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. No? So BIR, dyan naman yung tax payment ninyo under the national agency. So the key requirements for the BIR, you have to get BIR form 1901 and 1903. What's 1901? The BIR form 1901, it's for self-employed, no? For individuals yan siya, for mixed income individuals. So kung sole proprietorship ang business ninyo, you get BIR form number or BIR form 1901. And then for partnership, for corporations, for cooperatives, and other na mga organization, you get BIR form 1903. No? So 1901 for sole proprietorship or individuals with mixed incomes, and then BIR form 1903 for partnership, corporation, cooperatives, or other na mga organizations that are doing business activity. And then you get your authority to print receipts, ATP, you get pa pala your certificate of registration. Sorry. Ilagay ko na lang. Certificate of registration. Yan siya yung common tawag nila na COR. If marinig ninyo, diba? If marinig nyo, may nagsasabi, oh, pakikuha naman ng COR. May COR ka na ba from BIR? So, dyan, yan siya. So, the BIR forms are just for the registration, parang application. After you submit your BIR form, you will get certificate of registration or your COR. So, the COR form, doon na nakalagay lahat ng business activities nyo and all the details of your tax payment, no? And then, in order for you to print, in order for you to be allowed na mag-print ng mga ORs or official receipt or mga sales invoice ninyo, you need to get authority to print receipts. So once you register your business, you only have 1 month. No, you only have 1 month to get your ATP or your authority to print receipt. If you will get beyond 1 month, merong penalty na yan siya because delay na kayo. You already doing business and wala pa rin kayong OR or sales invoice. Now, after you get your authority to print receipt or ATP, your ATP, you will give it to your or you will give it to the accredited lang na mga printing shops ng official receipt. Okay? And then once you give it to the print shop, then they will print your OR. Sometimes there are also mga situations, or maybe there are mga print shops that are also helping small businesses. So they also parang if ever matagal ang process ng COO ay na I mean ng ATP, matagal ang release ng ATP, si print shop na ang kukuha ng ATP ninyo on BIR. You just inform the print shop, no? It's not, hindi siya applicable to all, but sometimes lang. But supposedly, ang tamang tamang process is after you get your COR, you have to get your ATP and then you give it to the print shop para makaprint ka ng official receipt. Accredited na mga print shop. Okay? So, 1 month lang yan siya. And then, you will also receive your books of accounts. Do not forget, may mga tatak-tatak pa yan. You have to, hindi pwede yung books of accounts lang na columnar book ang bili lang kayo sa bookstore. Kailangan your books of accounts or your columnar, meron yan siyang tatak from the BIR that you are already registered sa kanila. And then, the books of accounts nyo naman, that's very critical also on your everyday na transactions because medyo strict si BIR when it comes to the books of accounts. No? If ever ma-include kayo sa tax mapping nila. Ano yan tax mapping? Wow, ano yan tax mapping? The tax mapping is there are BIR na mga personnel na umiikot sila on their locations or on their jurisdictions, and then they will check, no, randomly different businesses and check if they comply mga requirements on BIR. So books of accounts, it is a requirement sa business ang books of accounts. So kailangan from day to day or every day nilalagay nyo or sinusulat nyo yung mga entries or your mga transactions sa inyong business. Okay? So that's under BIR. And then, BIR taxes to remember. So, as a business, these four are the BIR taxes that you have to remember. So, these are just general taxes na kailangan yung ma-remember, especially for startups na mga businesses. You have to know your income tax. No, when you say income tax, this is the imposed, no, na tax on the income earned by individuals or businesses. So usually, hindi pala usually, binabayaran ng income tax periodic or annual. So yan siya yung binabayaran natin sa BIR every March. Every March. That's like, for example, for 2026, the filing of your income tax or your annual income tax would be on March. So you will pay your income tax from 2025 on March 2026. So you will pay income tax annually, no? But aside from income tax or your annual tax, you will also pay percentage tax and VAT, no? These two are different because percentage tax, this applies to non-VAT na business registered. Ma'am, ano pala ang difference ni non-VAT at ni VAT? If ang business ninyo, no, the revenue, the sales of your business is more than 3 million annually, no, you are required to get VAT or value added tax. Pag hindi, percentage tax lang ang babayaran nyo, no? Sa percentage tax and VAT, you will pay it monthly or quarterly depende sa agreement no, na binigay ninyo or your agreement between BIR. No? So magdepende siya. So percentage tax, it's just 3% of your gross sales. No, when you say gross sales, 3%, this is your less na ang cost of goods sold ninyo or your raw materials, your direct labor, and your factory overhead. So, gross sales nyo yan siya. So, dyan magliles si BIR ng 3%. Diyan niya i-compute ang 3%. For the VAT naman, automatically, 12% si VAT of your revenues. No? So, and then after that, the withholding taxes upon payment. No? So, sa withholding taxes naman, it depends on the transaction, yung percentage. So, you will have withholding tax sa mga employees ninyo, sa mga suppliers ninyo of your goods and services. So, you will apply withholding taxes sa kanila or you will get withholding taxes from them. Okay? So, that's for BIR. Now, after you register sa BIR, you have to register your employees sa mga mandatory registration or mandated benefits for the employee. So, mandatory, you will register, no? Mandatory once you have employees with you. And si employer dapat ang magre-register ng business ninyo to these mga benefits like SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Just a run through, of course, SSS, it's Social Security System. It's for the protection sa mga workers in the private sector. Pag government sector naman yan, yun siya yung GSIS na counterpart, no, ng SSS for the government agencies. So the SSS, it gives replacement income for workers in times of namatayan, may disability si worker, nagkasakit, nanganak ang mga female na mga workers, and if mag-retire na kayo. So galing sa SSS ang pension ninyo from your retirement. And then you will also register sa PhilHealth. So sa PhilHealth it's for the health insurance of your employees. And then Pag-ibig, the Pag-ibig naman, they generate savings and they have the provision of access to home financing for your employees. So yan siya yung tatlo, no, na dapat hindi mawala na benefit sa mga employees ninyo. And of course, the payment, it should be 50-50. 50 from you as an employer and 50% from the employee. No? So i-deduct nyo yan siya sa kanilang salaries. So, yun siya. These are the mandated na mga benefits for your employees. So, ma'am, isa lang employee ko, required ba? Yes, required. Even if you only have one employee with you, you have to register your business on those sa mga agencies. Okay, next. So, for the compliance with the labor standards, so it's required also for the business to register sa DOLE, no, Department of Labor and Employment. So, register your business, no, with employees to DOLE. So, these are just the general requirements. It's just also another filing of your other na mga certificates. So, application forms, you have application form, and then you have SEC or DTI registration for your business name. You have your business permit from the city where the main office is located or your license to operate. You have the TIN of the company or the tax identification number, and you have your fire inspection certificate of your business establishment or your office. So, yan siya yung mga general requirements for your DOLE registration. Now, there are also other industries na meron din silang specific permits other mandatory certification. Example, so ito siya, example lang ito siya ng mga industries na hindi talaga sila makaregister ng business bureau. Sa business bureau pa lang, hihingian na sila ng mga mandatory na certifications nila before they can register your business. So these are some no of the industry. So mas better if you do research, no, also if you have a unique industry or if you have not common na industry, you do research muna on what other specific permits needed for that certain na business or that certain industry. So example, if you are processing food, no, if you're into food business, you have to get sanitary permit and then FDA or Food and Drug FDA ninyo na accreditation or certificate or license to operate as a business. No? And then if you are into logistics or transportation, so you will get certification to LTFRB or Land Transportation no, regulatory board. And then if you are into schools and training na industry, you will get certification sa DepEd or TESDA if you are under TESDA. If online selling kayo, no? So DTI and DIR lang ang required. Ma'am, kailangan pala, yes, required pa rin sa online sellers ng business permit. And then, if you are under construction business, you have to get your certification sa PCAB or Philippine Construction Association Board. So, required yan siya no, before you will get your business bureau and all other license and permits on the side. No, may NFA, DNR, Department of Tourism, merong FPA for fertilizers and pesticides, and then merong BSP, no, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, if you are offering credit or loans, and if you are offering, or if your business is into pawn shop, sangla ng mga jewelries, so you have to get certificate sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. DNR if it's related to environment, no. Department of Tourism naman, DOT, if it's related to tourism, like hotel industries, restaurants, no, mga resorts, mga amusement park. So they will get certification to Department of Tourism. What else? DOLE. DOLE naman ay yung kinukuha sa DOLE. Yung kinukuha sa DOLE na certifications are those businesses under manpower na mga agencies or mga under manpower na mga businesses. They will get certification sa DOLE. Okay? Next. So these are some of the industry specific na mga permits. Now, maraming questions because I believe there are a lot of home-based and online sellers or online businesses. Are you still required to get permits? Yes. Online sellers or home-based na mga businesses, they are still required to get permits and licenses. But each local government units, they have policies, no? Differently. May differentiate or mag-vary depende sa LGU ang mga requirements, no? Ng mga for the business registration for home-based and online businesses. Now, do not forget annual renewal time. So your business permit, it will be renewed every January. So kung mag-start up business pa kayo, first yun na-register ang business nyo is on October or November. Even if 3 months nyo lang nagamit yan because startup business kayo, on January, automatically you need to renew your business permit. That's why, ang napansin ninyo, if may mga businesses na end of the year na sila, nagsa-start ng business nila, they will delay the business registration and they will register sa start ng year para mas ma-maximize nila ang kanilang expense na binayad on the business registration. No, yan ang ginagawa nila. But every January, it's renewal period for your mayor's permit and BIR compliance. Okay? Now, common penalties for non-compliance. Of course, you will get late filing surcharges. You can also get interest and mga penalties if late kayo nagbayad, if late kayo ng file, if late kayo nag-renew. And of course, if you don't have business permits, you don't have business registration, if maabutan kayo ng mga business bureau and other na mga agencies related on businesses, BIR, Business Bureau, yan lang man sila ang nagpapa-close ng mga businesses. No, so yun siya. So those are the common penalties for non-compliance of business registration. So kung wala kayong business registration, pwede pa rin kayong i-close ng government. Now, best practices, record keeping. So you do, aside from your physical na mga copies or mga hard copies ninyo of all your transactions, you also keep digital or your soft copies. Total, everyone naman is using computers, no? Digital na lahat. So you can maximize your laptops, your computers, your iPads, your cell phones, and then you do record keeping for your income and all other transactions of your on your business. And then it's better also if you have calendar reminders para hindi nyo makalimutan, especially those mga certifications or mga registrations na it will it will take how many years before you renew. Like for example, sa DTI, your business name registration, once you register, it's good for 4 years, 4 na taon po. So before kayo mag-renew, it will take you 4 years muna before you will renew. Most of the time, clients or business owners, they will forget the renewal of their business name registration. And then after your renewal date, mawala na yan sa system, sa DTI, no, ang business name ninyo. That's why sometimes, if after 6 months pa kayo magpa-renew ng business name ninyo, magtaka kayo bakit hindi na kayo maka-renew, hindi nyo na ma-access yung account ninyo or yung business name ninyo kasi nawala na siya sa system. So it's better if you have your calendar reminders with you for some of the registration for the renewal of your certificates, no? And then also, not we don't obligate you, but it's best, no? Best practice nga to assign someone from your business, no? If you have staff, if you have employees with you, mag-assign talaga kayo ng kahit isa lang na employee ninyo just to um make sure that all your registrations, your certificates are um on time ang mga renewals and registrations. But if you are a small enterprise and you have a lot in your mind, you can hire bookkeepers naman. But make sure that your bookkeepers are reliable, no? Because there are also bookkeepers na na magaling lang sila on the business registration or magaling lang sila sa simula. But eventually, how many months, how many years, mawala na sila or mawala na sila ng gana, no? So you hire reliable, trusted na bookkeeper for your business if hindi nyo na talaga kaya. But we really highly encourage you as a business owner, you take time, especially now for if you wanted to start your business, if you want to register your business, it's better if you also know No, hindi niyo lang i-rely kay bookkeeper or compliance officer. Dapat kayo rin as business owner. We encourage you that you also take time to know the process of the business registration on the actual. No, hindi yung ganito lang na discussion lang on seminars and whatsoever or your internet. Mas better talaga if you will experience um hand on hand, no, on the actual scenario on how to register your business in order for you to know also, no, and also alam nyo din anong nangyayari sa business ninyo. Okay? Other practical tips for entrepreneurs. No, if you don't know information or if you need information, do not hesitate to ask, no, sa LGUs ninyo, local government units. Especially now, if you wanted or you're a startup enterprise, you startup business, and you wanted to register your business, you ask for your local government units or for local, not local, you ask from the agencies, government agencies, checklist of requirements. Because sometimes, even if na-present na ako sa inyo ng mga common and general requirements, there are still other mga extra requirements, no? Depende on the offices. Depends on the location. And then, do not rely on hearsay only sa mga marinig ninyo. Like, magsabi sila na ayaw na, wag na kayo, magsabi sila na wag na kayo mag-register ng business ninyo kasi maubos na ang pera ninyo. Yan, do not rely on that hearsay. No, those people, yung may malalaking mga penalties and interest, those are the people na may mga penalties and surcharges na hindi sumusunod on time, no? Hindi sumusunod on their schedules of renewals, on their registration. So, yun sila yung may mga malaking surcharges, interest, or penalties. And then, if you don't know talaga and you're so busy as a business owner, especially if you're micro enterprises na kayo lahat ang gumagawa sa business ninyo, you seek professional help, no? Especially related to this kind of mga transactions. We have mga accounting firms, we have bookkeeping firms that you could ask, no? You could seek help, no, from professionals. And then lastly, oh, we are just in time for our 1 hour na talk. So, key takeaways, no? Of course, the permits, your business registrations are not for the benefit of the government or for the agencies. It's for the benefit and it's for the protection of your business. No, not just on mga taxes, but business registration permits also could give you a lot of opportunities as a business, no? And then the compliance, no, sa pag-register niyo ng business niyo, it supports the growth of your business. And of course, after you register this year, do not forget to renew on time your businesses in order for you not to have surcharges, interest, and other penalties, no, when you will pay your tax na and other fees on your business registration. I think that's it for my talk tonight. I hope you get something, no, from me on navigating business permits, licenses, registration here in the Philippines. So we are now open for questions or if you have your insights with me. So thank you. Do you have questions?
Ayan, thank you so much po, mentor, for that very practical and very informative na discussion. So, ayun, ulitin lang namin, we will proceed to our open forum. So, if ever you have questions or clarifications with regards sa discussion tonight, kindly type them in the chat box, and Miss Mentor will be happy to answer as many as possible. So, wag na po kayong mahiya, you can ask questions po. And while waiting po sa mga questions ninyo, please don't forget to fill out our attendance sheet. So, you can scan the QR code that is shown on the screen right now. And also, ang link ng attendance sheet will also be sent sa chat box. Yan. So, may mga questions po ba? If, if wala na pong questions, then, can you send heart emojis po sa chat box? So, ayun, may isa, si Miss Rhea. How about po yung iba? May mga questions po ba? Kailan, ay, hmm. Si Miss or si Miss Christine, Miss or Mister, I'm not sure. How about po yung iba? Para lang po, malaman po namin if klaro po ba. Ayan. I think wala na po silang questions. So, ayun. So, we would like to invite you po, everyone, to join our upcoming webinars for the month of January. So, if ever you are interested in any of these topics na andito po, you can actually register right now through the QR code din po na makikita ninyo sa screens. So, you can scan the QR code, and then that will redirect you to the registration forms. So, for updates, announcements, and further learning opportunities, don't forget to follow us on our social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for Scale Up Training and Development. So, ayan, I think there are no more questions or no more further clarifications. And that concludes Business Development 105 webinar on navigating Philippine business permits and licenses. Once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay safe. See you in our next webinar. And remember, we are your Scale Up partner. Good night.